Ladies and gentlemen, this is breaking news. Reinhart formally rejects DOJ argument to keep Trump affidavit sealed, calls raid unprecedented. Reinhart ruled, given the intense public and historical interest. This is a Fox News article 21 minutes ago. U.S. Magistrate Judge Bruce Reinhart on Monday formally rejected the Justice Department's argument to keep the entire affidavit that led to the search warrant for the FBI's unprecedented raid of former President Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago home under seal, given the intense public and historic interest. Reinhart, in a filing Monday morning, this morning, said he rejects the government's argument that the present record justifies keeping the entire affidavit under seal. Reinhart said he has given the Justice Department an opportunity to propose redactions if I decline to seal the entire affidavit, something he granted last week, giving the government a timeline of Thursday, August 25th at noon. Accordingly, quote, accordingly, it is hereby ordered that by that date, the government shall file under a seal of submission addressing possible redactions and providing any additional evidence or legal argument that the government believes relevant to the pending motions to unseal. The motion states, so the DOJ and Merrick Garland and also Director Wray have until what, Thursday, August 25th. Remember the monster cars? Who remembers the monster cars and like Evel Knievel? God bless him. I have him right here on my wall. Evel Knievel, the best, and his son actually broke his records. Anyway, you have a huge issue where the judge in this saga, Trump judge affirms DOJ hasn't made case to seal affidavit. This is Bloomberg. Trump search. Let's see. Trump search judge says historical interest in FBI affidavit. U.S. magistrate rejected argument that unsealing is burdensome. Judge says DOJ has real concerns about witness. Okay, so they have until August 25th, this Thursday. Why is that important? Okay, that is important. That is important for the following reasons. You're going to find out who the informant is. So hit subscribe to this channel. This is breaking news. Share this everywhere. We're going to zoom past 200,000 subscribers, and it's because of you. I will have a segment on H.A. Goodman's other channel. The first H.A. Goodman's other channel segment in years, I guess, because that channel has changed from the stock market crash channel, but then the stock market crash channel now has 5,000 subs. That used to be the Bitcoin crash, and that's going to get to 10,000 or lower, unfortunately. But hit subscribe to all three. Become a member of this channel. Share this segment everywhere. If you want to read my writing on The Hill, the Huffington Post, Salon, the Jerusalem Post, the Federalist, other publications, go to hagoodman.com. This is amazing news for Trump. He'll find out who the informant is. Okay? Almost certainly it's an informant that either has ties to the Clintons, like the Steele dossier informant who's on trial next month in the Durham probe case, and Sussman, who was paid by Clinton, and all the tech researchers, and all the attorneys, and all the opposition research companies and individuals that were literally paid by the Democratic Party. See, here's the problem. Here's the major issue here. Okay? Trump was in public life. He was a famous American. He was part of Americana. He really was. Whether you like it or not, morally superior, highly educated liberal Democrats. He was in music videos. He made appearances. He was given awards, movie appearances. He was cameo appearances in movies. And in the early 80s, he had a famous Barbara Walters interview. And he was just part of Americana. Not once was he ever accused, not once, of major criminal behavior. All billionaires have lawsuits, but he was never accused of being a horrible, prejudiced person linked to the Kremlin. That's the playbook. That's the template Democrats use to disparage anyone from Tulsi Gabbard to Bernie Sanders to Trump. Tulsi Gabbard fights back. Trump definitely fights back. Bernie Sanders says, "Thank you, ma'am. May I have another? Debbie Wasserman Schultz, thank you so very much." He gets cheated all the time. And 2 primaries in a row, doesn't care. That's a whole other story. Trump, when he decided to run, they said, look, we have nothing on him, but we have decades from Watergate to private service with top secret intel, where Clinton did commit crimes, and I want a Hillary Trump 2024. I want a Hillary Clinton Donald Trump 2024. But they had decades of scandal and controversy and Bill and Hillary bending the law. Okay, where Republicans had just decades of scandals to look at and say, hey, wait a second, media and law enforcement treat Bill and Hillary different from everybody else. And they're always circumventing justice, and the rule of law is always getting shredded to pieces when it comes to Bill and Hillary. This is the aggregate, this is the bird's eye view, the paradigm that's utilized by morally superior liberal Democrats to foment this, contempt towards Trump. But here, Democrats said, how do we find a way to duplicate the contempt and disdain that the Clintons, Bill and Hillary, have either earned or created or have fostered through their activities for decades, that Republicans hold? How do we duplicate that among Democrats who ordinarily aren't that type of voter or political party? They don't really obsess over individual candidates. Morally superior liberal Democrats usually focus on just feeling that they're really good people and that they're saving the planet or doing something, they're fighting truth, they're bringing truth to power or whatever. Whatever it is they think that they're doing, the opposite is usually the case. But anyway, it doesn't matter. They feel good about themselves because they care about poor people, even though they've caused the poverty and inflation that we're seeing now. Poverty has increased. We had record low poverty under Trump, but let's not get into that. Okay, we had household median incomes at record highs. We had real wages going up under Trump. And with Democrats, we have poverty at 15%. We had poverty at 10%. It was the record low under Trump. But anyway, so they said, look, we can't defeat Trump based on policies because he defeated Clinton in 2016. And I want a Hillary Trump 2024. But what they say is, what they did was they got Strzok and McCabe and Clapper and Brennan and Comey and all of these people to say, look, he worked with the Kremlin. He worked with the Kremlin. We're the Cold Warriors. We're just like JFK. We're just like the people who fought the Democrats who fought communism. And the Russians are at it again. Let's recreate the Cold War. Let's recreate the Red Scare with the new good liberal Democrats. We're against Trump's cruelty. As the most heinous atrocities took place under President Obama that we can't even talk about pertaining to immigration, okay? Where young people were forced to work under the most barbaric conditions. But that's New York Magazine wrote about that, and others. It was a Senate panel. We can't talk about it. Worse than anything happened under Trump. Worse than anything that happened under Trump. It wasn't just an egg farm. It was, and how many people? We have no clue. But the ladies at The View have no clue how many young people suffered through that ordeal. Okay. And we can go through, President Obama was called the deporter-in-chief. We can go through the biggest hypocrites on the planet. And because of the biggest hypocrites on the planet, because the Clintons have had decades of scandal and the whole country knew how corrupt they were, they said, look, we have to duplicate the same intensity against Trump. We have to create the same level and even surpass the same level of vitriol and contempt and distrust and suspicion. How do we do it? Oh, we have the Federal Bureau of Investigation. So James Comey says, oh, well, there's no intent, but with Trump, we think he might have done something. We have to investigate them. They get Comey, then they have complete morons and imbeciles like Sessions and never Trump Republicans like Cheney and Kinzinger, who voted 90% of the time with with Trump in Congress, but, they want to make money afterwards, so they're trying to protect democracy. And so they accused Trump of everything under the sun. He worked with the Kremlin. Wrong. Mueller did not find anyone who worked with the Kremlin or colluded, which was exactly why Mueller existed. So the raison d'etre of Mueller didn't pan out. He did Stormy. Wrong. That didn't happen. No campaign finance violation. New York probe, he was the epicenter of criminality, and that didn't work out. Georgia probe, he pressured individuals. That didn't work out. The tax returns, like I said, that didn't work out. There's a golf course criminal probe. That's not working. I think there was a golf course one. Now, he tried to overthrow the government. If you believe Trump tried to overthrow the government, you are an absolute imbecile. Because not only did they not find any evidence, the whole thing has fizzled out. They're like, well, what do we do? Oh, Mar-a-Lago. We have to go, and he had boxes full of classified data. Well, Clinton had top secret intel on special access program intelligence where they transferred onto servers that Comey said almost certainly was hacked by the entire planet. And I want a Hillary Clinton, Donald Trump 2024. I pray every day for Hillary to be nominated. Please, God, please. Okay. Democrats can pray every day for Trump to get indicted. There's two problems, though. They don't believe in God, which is the first problem. And the second problem is Trump didn't commit a crime. So that's kind of an issue when you want to indict somebody. And if they do indict him on something he didn't do, he'll become even more of a hero or martyr or, political, God forbid. But anyway, Democrats, media, this is a fabricated vitriol. The informant, he'll find out, almost certainly linked to the Clintons or Democrats in some way. The informant almost certainly did not have security clearance to look at the Mar-a-Lago documents that are said to be so top secret or nuclear discussions. The nuclear discussions would have been restricted data, but he almost certainly would have gotten his Department of Energy the head of the Department of Energy, who was a Trump Republican, to declassify them. So they have nothing on Trump. It was for a library. Clinton had servers to hide her communication. Okay. Say it slowly, morally superior, highly educated, oftentimes aging liberal Democrat who thinks that there's no evidence of God, but worships and trusts James Clapper and the Bureau because they provide all the good evidence of Trump's criminal acts that exist but can't be proven in court. But anyway, Trump did not commit a crime. Hunter did. We have his videos and emails. I mean, it's right there. Hillary did, but Comey said, well, she did break legal statutes, but, can't find intent. And I want a Hillary Trump 2024. Nobody will be happier if that happens, when that happens. Trump did not commit a crime. Morally superior, highly educated, almost always apoplectic, and sometimes hysterical, but always morally superior, highly educated, liberal Democrat. Good people that want to save the planet and then pump strategic petroleum reserves into the country and save the planet also. And then they cause the inflation to go up, and they pass the Inflation Reduction Act. I mean, you can't make this up. That the Wharton School of Business says it's not going to do anything to inflation. I think it was like 0.1% if everything goes well. 0.1% reduction, something like that. It was hilarious. Anyway, hit subscribe to this channel. He'll find out the informant. They're all under video also. So he's going to utilize the affidavit. He's going to utilize the affidavit for the lawsuit, and this is fantastic. And he's going to sue. He'll probably sue Merrick Garland personally. Give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe right now to this channel if you want to support my work. My Patreon is below. If you want to give a super thanks, the super thanks is below.